Alright, good morning. Welcome to Random Acts of Carving, and this morning we're going to work on this is a mermaid that I carved a few weeks ago, and I'm going to make a little base for her. Put some seashells on here and stuff, and just make a little stand for her so she don't fall over all the time. But also today I'm going to work on showing you guys some of the tools that I use and some of the bits that I use and why I use them, and we're going to go over that a little bit. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of both, give you a carving to watch and show you what I use to do it with. So here we go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I just put a couple of screws in the bottom of this, so I'm just going to take these out so she don't get damaged. Take her off of here. First thing that I use probably the most is the Dremels. I have two of the Dremel 4000s. I've had one for several years and one for just a few months. When I started the channel, I bought a second one. I use it a lot. The brushes, I can change the brushes here. You just order extra brushes. You can take these screws out, stick new brushes in, break the brushes in for a few minutes, and then you're good to go. And these are my workhorses. This is what I use 90% of the time, and they do all the hard work. These bits from Saber or Cutzel, the little carbide tipped bits. The flame bit here, this is flame shape. See it there? And this is just a smaller one I can get into different places with. So these are some of the other burrs like that I use. This is just another flame bit, just a different texture, a little bit wider. This is just a wheel that has the teeth all the way around the outside, and that thing is aggressive. It really does a good job if you're getting in underneath this stuff. It works really well. I probably use these flame bits the most. If you're only looking to buy one or two of these things because they're a little bit pricey, flame bits are one of the ones you'll use the most, and that's what I got the most of. I got probably 4 different ones. This is what they look like when they're pretty new. And then I have one here that's a little bit smaller and has a little bit bigger teeth on it. This here's kind of a barrel shaped one. There's teeth on the bottom. They're nice also if they're smooth on the bottom here, because you can run up against stuff and it doesn't keep carving that way, but it'll carve down. So these are nice to have. And then I have some smoother ones. These are tungsten carbide. Just a barrel and a narrow flame tip, sort of. Those work really well. And if you're familiar with spiral blades for a rotozip, that's what these are. I snap them off so that they're a little bit shorter, so they're not so long. I just grab them with 2 pair of pliers and snap them off. And you can just leave a little bit of blade on the end there, and it works really well. Very sharp. This is one that I got in a kit somewhere. It's also a spiral blade for fine detail, getting in around teeth and stuff like that. Ball shaped ones, I have a few of them, but I don't really use them hardly ever. Also with the diamond bits, again, that flame tip like that, that's what I use the most. I use the heck out of these things. You can shape a lot of stuff with that little fella. I have a lot of these diamond bits, and they've all been used obviously, but the diamond bits are the flame bits, flame shape. It's what I use 90% of the time. So if you're going to get just a few of something, just one bit, those flame bits work the best. I use things like this flat end here. You can sand small areas with this way. Also, if you want to get in underneath of something, in underneath of an edge, it'll cut in underneath of an edge and leave a relief in underneath. So if you're going around like a starfish leg or something like that, you can leave the starfish stick out. So these come in really handy. And then I have an assortment of different wire brushes for Dremel. But just these little guys for cleaning up fuzzies off your carvings, they work really well, and they don't remove a lot of detail if the wood's fairly hard. So these come in really handy. You can get into some cleaning up some nice detail with them pretty easy. I did buy a set of these from the Harbor Freight. Not very expensive, and they have a bunch of different tips. You can see I only really used a few of them, mostly just to try them out. But yeah, this is again that face just sanding straight down on something, and then the shape here again for getting in underneath this stuff. Get that shadow line in behind stuff. Same thing here, it's just that flat for sanding and then getting in behind stuff. So those are really the main ones that you use are the flame tips. Something sharp, get in your details, and then when you get into the bigger ones, this is a bigger flame tip. That's a 1/4 inch drive. This is cable driven, and this will remove some wood in a hurry if you need to just carve stuff away. This is my micro motor. It's made by Seishin or whatever. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Strong 202. It has a real easy change. It takes the 1/8 inch bits, and then it's an easy change bits. You just drop them in there, lock it, and turn it on. So this works really well. It goes up to 45,000 RPMs, variable speed. Kind of reasonably priced for one of those micro motors, and you can get a lot of use out of it. So a little wood burner that I had bought at a carving show, Patriot Pro 500. I'm not sure if they still make these or not, but there's a lot of different brands of these. It's interchangeable tips you can put on them. You can buy different tips for them. I just mostly use the pen tip on it, a real small fine tip, and that allows me to sign my carvings and just get in and burn around stuff to give it to highlight it. So anyways, that's normally what I use. Also recently got a reciprocating handpiece here on a motor. I do have some chisels for it. They just take these little chisel tips, and you can put this dude in there, tighten it up, and then this hammers right through the wood. It spins a motor, creates a reciprocating tip that you can push through the wood for carving. It works good for like background type stuff, so you'll see that every once in a while in my videos. And other than that, 4-inch grinders, 4.5 inch grinders, chainsaw, jigsaw, drills, whatever you can find to remove wood with is basically a carving tool. So just find what works for you. Like I said, pretty much what works for me is the Dremels for the stuff that I'm carving, the flame bits, and just keep trying different bits. If something isn't working, just try something, grab a different bit, and it takes a little while to get a selection of them built up, but once you get a few of them gathered up, then you can just keep trying different ones, find what works in a certain piece of wood. Different types of wood take different types of bits. Pine sometimes will clog right up with these. This is a piece of pine here, but it's real dry, kiln dried, doesn't have much sap in it, so it'll probably be fine, but it'll have some fuzzies. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the stuff that I carve with, and you can see what I'm gonna carve in here. And we're gonna go ahead and get started on this here. I'm just gonna put some seashells in front of her and finish this dude up. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do today is remove some of this wood here that's not going to be used for any of the little sea shells. So first, I'm going to take probably one of the most aggressive ones that I have and just kind of remove some wood around these just to get it out of the way real quick. Alright, so here we got pretty well just removed wood around here. This seashell is going to be a little deeper than the other one, some of the other ones, so I went in a little deeper around it. Sea star, starfish here. You don't need to be real deep around him. I'm just going to I'll get in something smaller and get in closer to his legs. Dig that out the rest of the way and work from there. Again, the Dremel. Alright, so we got those pretty well roughed out. Pretty simple really, just carve around your drawings, dig them out a little bit. And basically where we're going to go from here is rounding these off to shape them the way that they're shaped. So I'm going to work on that a little bit. Again, the flame bit, just going to use the micro motor here. Hey, so if you're doing seashells, sometimes it helps if you have some seashells laying around. If you just set them beside you, so you have a good reference of how they're shaped. I've carved a few seashells, and this is just more or less relief carving. So that's basically all that is right there. And this is one of the other tools you use a lot, pencil. But so this is coming around this way. That. It's going to get smaller every time it makes a loop. It's going to get a little bit smaller. So here's where I'm going to switch to my smaller flame bit. This is just the diamond tip. Okay, so that in there is getting pretty well detailed out. And then I'll take and I'll clean that up around there a little bit. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And then I'm gonna take this one here and start shaping it down. Since this wood is so soft, I can use just about any type of bit on it. You just basically try to find the one that works best for you for the different types of wood that you're using. If you get too aggressive, it starts tearing it up like this. If you get something a little bit finer, then you can smooth it back out. You can always go over it with the wire brush and clean it up, or a plastic brush, whatever. Like I said, whatever works. Drum sanders work pretty good on it to smooth it out. So, yep, just find whatever's working on each piece of wood and stay at it. Okay, so this is where the these little wheels come in. What I like them for is making these straight lines. So I'm going to redraw these lines on here. You can take these little wheels and just run them right along those. Makes a nice, easy straight line. Okay, now I'm not a marine biologist, but I'm pretty sure this is what a clam uses when he's making one of these shells. So these come in really handy for this. And if I was a clam, I'm pretty sure this is what I would use. All right, well, I got the Mermaid put back together with her little stand. So this is the end of the video, but hope I helped out with anybody that was asking questions about different bits and different things that I'm using on the videos. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next week.